stream. So we're going to go through what's been happening over the last 24 hours in respect to what's been happening on YouTube. So Slug had dropped me this link last night. I've had some things going on, so I wasn't able to really give it a lot of attention, but from what I could see, it was significant. So a user, Glorious Chud, on the Shardy, that this channel, Mr. Copy, had obscure and strange thumbnails. Now the videos on the surface in themselves are not anything containing pornography or anything really beyond sort of gameplay footage, which deepened up a rabbit hole that it's very hard to describe, and it's very hard to sort of show what's kind of been going on, because even the thumbnails themselves, unfortunately, are such that it's a real risk showing this stuff, because justice is a very strange thing, chat. Justice is a very strange thing. But last night, so digging through it, there were some claims here, somewhere around here, that it was just standard porn. So me being the retarded fucking moral fag, decided to dig deep, and I can confirm it took approximately 5 seconds after gaining access to one of those files for the PM to get purged. We're not dealing with something obscure, we're not dealing with something that's a lewd act, we're not dealing with something even remotely defendable. It's just straight up, CSAM. It's straight up bestiality, and you know what? This has been going on for 24 hours. Let's see, is the channel still up? The channel is still up. So there's a way that this has been operating, and as you can see, 42,000 subscribers. It's not a small amount, but we'll get into the numbers of this channel somewhat later. But on the surface, this channel is a catalogue for bestiality, rape videos, and child pornography. The way it works, come on. The way it works is seemingly they take captions or like take screen grabs from these videos, and then they'll post them in the side of these videos. Because if you go into the videos itself, there's nothing there.
Halo sahabatku,
Jesus Christ.
apa kabar? Semoga sehat-sehat ya.
There's nothing
Kalian
there
hari ini udah pada ngopi
seemingly
belum?
unusual.
Kalau belum, ayo kita ngopi.
We'll get back to the flashing letters here in a second, because that's a very crucial part of this. It's a very crucial part of this. So, archiving this from this morning and last night. So the Shari's uncovered extremely well-established pedophile and animal sex abuse material. Trading ring hiding in open site YouTube. There's a couple of websites used. There's YouTube Mediafire and Pastelink, as well as a couple other financial ones. However, as you can see, the videos contain very, very suggestive images, and the way it would function is that what the video creator is doing, they're using multiple channels. So they will have the initial video, something like this, that they'll post, and then in the comments, because we go down here, we'll find them. I'm not going to stick around on these links too much because I don't want to share them around. But yeah, you'll see a comment here, which will link to another video.
Halo
which is
guys, welcome back to my channel. Di video kali ini,
and in that there will be a link to a pastebin. And that pastebin, having dug through it, this one leads to a t.yil link, so this is monetized. So they're making money from this shit. We'll get into like the language thing in a bit. There's no translation on this browser, I'm sorry. But yeah, so through one of these links there will be a password protected link. So like that shit. Yeah. So here you are. So here's the video. The link to the video will be hidden behind this. So what they then do is they get people to go back to the original video, or sometimes another video, to put in the passwords. But the two links we've seen there are monetized. That's one of the scary things about this, is those are affiliate links or they're click-through revenue links, which means they're getting pedophiles to click on those links. It goes through, it gives them like a penny, it gives them a couple of whatever. So they're actively making money from this shit. Yeah, it's sick. Archive link to this thread. It is it's on the Kiwi forums. We'll go through the thread, but you can find it under the Shardy thread because it was the Shardy who broke it. So they were the ones to initially expose this, so they get full credit. Once again, the Shardy is proving that horrible things might actually get removed. Apologies. I wasn't planning to stream tonight. I do get acid reflux, so I've got a little bit of acid reflux, chat. So if I mute or you hear me somewhat choking, it's because of that. Skinny Loofer, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's not just sus. It's just straight up. There's nothing suspicious. It's so it's like so blasé. It's so blasé. It's so out in the open. That's what's terrifying about it. This isn't hidden. This isn't like some dark corner of the website, like the internet. This isn't some obscure message board or forum. This is on YouTube, and it's linking to like Pastelink, and it's going back to Mediafire. So what they do is they get people to go to those videos, right? And then you have the
Ini udah
yeah. So
kalau belum
throughout the video, these letters will flash. They'll flash. So these pedophiles have to take them down. That's how they access it. I'm not going to do that on stream because fuck off. But we've been theorizing as to why. And throughout most of these videos, what you'll find is that the screenshots don't appear, as in the captions of the letters don't appear in the timeline preview. At least on Chrome. It wasn't showing up in Chrome, meaning that there is an incentive for people to sit through the entire video to take down the note of the password. So there's a very good chance that not just this person but others are monetized on YouTube because they'll believe they're getting organic click-through views because people are starting to watch their videos from start to finish consistently. And this is just out in the open. This is just out in the open. And then once they access this link, it'll give them a Mediafire, or sorry, it used to give them a Mediafire link in which they could access and download illegal materials. What a strange, but also very intelligent way to go about it. There's no AI capable of like decoding that level of human like ingenuity when it comes to doing horrendous shit, chat. But it comes back that this channel has existed for months. Are you telling me in those months that there hasn't been a single report, that there hasn't been a single thing that YouTube couldn't have clicked onto? Like the captions alone, the imagery alone. Surely there has to be a system in place to capture this shit before it becomes, well, a channel with nearly 40,000 subscribers, chat. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. And you know, credit to Mediafire for having this shit deleted. And within 15 minutes of being emailed, and shout out to the guys at the Lolcow trading card game Discord server for providing information on how to do that, especially Sons of Acronis and a robber. They really came through with that in terms of providing that information, how to get the shit removed fairly quickly. So Mediafire, when contacted, did remove it within 15 minutes because people have obviously been complaining. But the fact is, these videos have been uploaded for months, and there isn't a system in place that's captured them, that's been able to index known pornography relating to children and animals. Are you kidding me? We live in like an age when your AI can replicate almost anything, but you're telling me there isn't a system in place to detect this kind of degenerate shit. I'm like shaking, chat. I'm like angry. Just checking chat. Yeah, it is weird how it keeps happening in YouTube. But I mean, there is a reason. It's because Google, for the most part, tries to make itself accessible to the third world. Like, they market themselves as being family friendly, so that you have a country like Indonesia, and we'll get into that. Actually, we're skipping ahead of ourselves, but you get a country like Indonesia where Google can get a real foothold. There's no anti-competition laws. Like, Google will bend the knee to these governments, and they get more preferential treatment. So, and obviously it's a very popular platform. It's like cross-national. Somebody in Europe can access it as much as somebody in America and Asia. So it makes sense if you're trying to move such a horrendously disgusting thing that only the most reprehensible people on the planet enjoy, that you would want to use a platform that can get to as many eyes as possible. But it's also the fact that we've seen this for Elsagate. We've seen how predators can, they can get access to children. And there's a lot of accounts. These aren't just like videos that have, one or two obscure comments. There's hundreds of them, thousands, tens of thousands if you go through the channel. And it's only gonna get darker from here because that was only the initial finding. Let me go through these tabs. Sorry, it's summery here, but it's like nearly 11 o'clock and it's fairly chilly. So yes, you see examples here of the lettering used, the linking, the secondary videos, and then the process of gaining access. Like I say, I theorize that one of the reasons they keep people going through that whole process instead of just steadily, providing it at the beginning is because they want to get that natural growth from having people watch their content. There's an incentive there for monetization, and I believe their channels are monetized. But there's a whole fucking economy set up around this shit. It's not just like one channel. There seems to be a trend with all these accounts named Mr. And they're all trying to like outbid each other. They're trying to outbid each other for who can get the most pedophiles and sickos to click on their links. Like, there is an active, open market on child pornography coming from, and this is from Indonesia. That's a language. It didn't show up because for whatever reason, I guess Brave doesn't have an auto translator, whatever. But these channels are just out in the open, and they all have like tens of thousands of subscribers. And it's established. It's been going for months. This is an elaborate child pornography sharing scheme. From the captions, because I've seen some of this shit on 4chan, like when there used to be retards, like fucking monsters who used to raid /B and /pol with CP, how is this shit going undetected? Like, if the retards at /B and /pol can figure out a system to prevent this shit, why is Google not able to do it? Why is Mediafire is one of the largest hosting companies on the planet. And I mean like one of the largest. They're not an obscure small company. They're not some company that just exists there with like 10 avid users. They have hundreds of thousands of users per day. And this went on for months. This went on for months until one guy in the Shardy highlighted it. So we get a couple of replies. So yeah, it has been reported. It has been reported, both by Kiwi farmers and people from the Shardy. Thank God. And that's another thing. They're using like these really weird VR style avatars. I want to say. It's almost surreal. How like similar this is to Elsagate, but it's like the next stage. So this is like the updated version. If Elsagate was a video game for predators, this would be like the 2024 update DLC with VR VR forms. Like, what the fuck? Now, we have identified them as being from Indonesia, chat. But would you think like Indonesia is a country where pornography is like solely available to children? Children, everywhere. But not really. Like, they're a hardline. Fuck off, Windows. They're a hardline Islamic country. You can get the jail. You can go to prison just for standard pornography. you can be fined into destitution just for having like a single image of a naked woman. It's fucking insane. But yet, despite those harsh Islamic laws, there are like people actively distributing child pornography to who God knows, like who knows how many people are involved in this fucking shit. Who knows? You know what? Indonesia is so much of a meme, right? So much of a meme. This used to be a meme that went around for a long time. This is our first little eye bleach, Chad.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true.
Post with the fans.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true.
Post with the fans.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Whoa, you go, big guy. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Whoa, you go, big guy. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true.
Post with the fans.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true.
And post with the fans.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Whoa, you go, big guy. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true.
And post with the fans.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Whoa, you go, big guy.
Post with the fans.
Oh, you go, big guy.
Post with the fans. And post with the fans.
Whoa, you go, big guy.
Post with the fans. Post with the fans.
Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Oh, you go, big guy. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Well, the dibba dibba, that's true. Whoa, you go, big guy.
Post with the fans. Post with the fans. Post with the fans. And post with the fans.
Yeah, Indonesia is a country so heavily censored, so unbelievably heavily censored, that there's fucking memes that exist about it that weren't just like small low key memes. These were like big ones when I was a shitlord. Yeah, Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, no, it has been at least 24 hours now. At least 24 hours that this shit's been getting reported, and it's still up. You know, MediaFire had it on its system for like months, like the actual files. But at least they like took it down within like half an hour of being notified, 15 minutes easily. And yeah, that's the thing. Big tech will be taking a cut of people selling or essentially like passive income off of child pornography. Like it might not be necessarily like the big ones like Twitter and whatever, but you're gonna have like these Indonesian companies because it appears to be Indonesian advertisers, or at least a company trading in Indonesia as the people who are supplying like click through revenue for these individuals. Why is always Southeast Asian? It's a very easily answerable question because the idea of not fucking a young girl or a young boy is a very Western ideal. It is one that we enforce with the utmost righteousness because we believe as a culture and as a society that that is the morally correct and noble thing to do. However, if you go to countries outside of the West, outside of Western influence, you'll find very easily there are a lot of fucking like pedophilia is very common. My dude, don't forget Muhammad fucked like a 9-year-old. I hate to say it, but child brides in these parts of the world isn't as uncommon as it should be. It isn't as uncommon as it should be. Like, believe it or not, pedophilia and stuff like that is very common outside of the West. Like, their entire cultural attributions based around fucking young people. It's disgusting. And the fact is, I will once again say that as somebody who comes from the islands to which the British Empire once formed before being cut to shit, I regret nothing that my people did to the savages, and they had it fucking coming. That's all I can say on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Is they had it fucking coming, and if we had the chance to do more, we should have. Because the world is a horrible place where children are exploited en masse. Children are sacred in the West because we are a developed, noble society that enables children to be children. That's not the case outside of our influence. And we need to stop pretending that this is somehow just a one-off. I'm not going to get into a rant because it's a very specific topic. However, don't forget the most amount of pedophilia ever being spread comes from one fucking chain of islands. That the 2 atomic bombs was not enough. That's all I'm going to say in that one. 2 atomic bombs was not enough, chat. Was not enough. So, as you can see, there's a couple of weird things going on in terms of interaction with these channels. So I dug through it. Me and my autistic ways dug through it. I just can't ever tell myself to fucking stop. But I dug through it because somebody has to, and it may as well be a retard like me. So yeah, as you can see, they're trying to outbid each other for who can pass on the most CP. The P, we're coming to realize the P probably means for pedophilia. We think they've probably got a code in place. You can kind of see it in the thumbnails. I don't want to go into the thumbnails too much, purely for the reason that they do display horrendous things. However, the thumbnails appear to have like stickers and emojis over them, indicating that almost like the topic or category. Like you kind of see one resembling an animal, on ones that feature bestiality, one resembling like a mother bear on content revolving around children and their mothers. As grim as that is. But yeah, they've established an entire ecosystem around this shit. Now, shout out to Nigga Bullshit on the farms. He pointed out that there is the IWF, which is the UK equivalent, for reporting shit specifically for Indonesia. I guess it's that much of a problem they have to have a specific agency. But I would highly recommend everyone doing the same. I'm not... People complain about personal armies, but I think in this instance, it's just what you would do as a normal person. Just make sure the shit gets blown the fuck out. Report it, keep reporting it. Don't forget to report it if you get the chance. And don't allow this to fall on the wayside. This is a significant pedophile ring that's operating out of major platforms. Like, I could go through these videos and click on a bunch of these channels and there'd be even more stuff. But I digress. So yeah, in this instance, I think content creators really should blow this shit out the water, because that's how Elsagate was solved. And I've messaged Turkey Tom because I had spoken to him previously about other topics, and I kind of hope in this instance the YouTubers and content creators really do rally behind the Shari and the farms and other people to try and expose this shit and get something actually done about it, because like this isn't like Lolly. This isn't. I hate Lolly. I hate it. We all know my opinions of it. But this is legitimate videos of children being harmed, like the most reprehensible shit. It took like 5 seconds. It took 5 seconds before me purging a fucking VM because of like what I seen. Don't click in this shit. Don't get involved. There's a post coming up soon that will describe like what's your attack approach when it comes to this kind of stuff. People like me have dealt with this kind of stuff before, and know what precautions to take and what legal measures are in place to protect people like myself who do have to like go into this stuff and investigate it. It's really something you should be fully aware of. Do not do it. Do not do it. So yeah, that's how I feel about summoning the content bros.
Hogwarts is threatened.
Expose the predators, goddammit!
Protect us. Do your duty to our school. I've always wanted to use that spell.
But yeah, in this instance, I really do like. People know I complain about the grift and whatever, but there are some instances when content creators really do need to just blast YouTube into the fucking ground, and this is absolutely one of them. Yeah, I really hope Mudahar and Turkey Tom cover it. Even QB Tapes and Smokey Wrangler, everyone. When it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, drama aside, politics aside, I think fundamentally all of us agree that none of us want to see children harmed, and definitely none of us ever want to see people benefit from children being harmed. Um, it's just incredulous that this shit exists. You know, this stuff is going on in plain sight, and you cannot tell me that it has never been reported because, like I say, we'll go into the views here because the views do matter in terms of how much attention and how much potential revenue these people are getting. These videos, yeah, we'll go into that here in a second, which, one second, let me get back into Prime, into Brave rather. So Turkey's been contacted. Yeah, so unfortunately there's also a potential that a lot of these views are coming from iPad kiddies. Children just giving their, like parents are giving them their iPads or phones just to entertain them. Because it is just generic repetitive game footage. It's something children latch onto like a wet balloon to I don't know, to a wall or whatever. The bad analogy, but you get what I mean. Which even raises concerns that are these people interacting with children? Are they trying to coerce children to specific things? It's just fucked. And the fact that channel's still up, it's incredible. So, once again, shout out to the lolcow TSEG guys. They'd highlighted the fact that, especially like you say, Sons of Akrons and Rubber, who had highlighted that you can actually contact Mediafire because they, like you say, they are a major platform. So as such, they have a 15-minute response time to allegations of CSAM and other materials. So we, people in the Shari, imagine Kiwi Farms, the guys from different servers probably reporting it. So sent out an email, various different links, and within 50 minutes it was gone. So at least one organization so far has taken this incredibly seriously, or at least taken action with an acceptable timescale, which is Mediafire. So I'll shit on them for the fact that that shit existed for so long, like this abuse material, these horrendous videos, existed completely free of any consequence, completely free of any kind of, well, any kind of deletion. This account had so many videos, and when you check the channel history, it's not just it's popped up. This has been for months, potentially a year, and that this is only one channel. It's only one channel, and then on top of that, other platforms such as Telegram. This guy, in the space of what, 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks, nearly like 500,000 views on his Telegram group. This isn't small numbers. This isn't like a group of like 100 weirdos. This is getting into, like, if you're a content creator, these numbers would be significant. And these are the sort of numbers being allocated to a predator. To not just a predator, but somebody who's actively passing on child abuse materials and bestiality and everything else. I'm just checking chat. Yeah, 300 plus thousand views, as Minnie says. And yeah, big tech absolutely makes money facilitating this. If they're monetized, then YouTube is directly profiting from the distribution of child pornography. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this platform virtues itself so much, but at the same time, all these scandals keep popping up. Elsagate, like Red Balloon, this particular scandal. That's 2 in the space of a year. Yeah, so Molly got back to us. But yeah, here's the numbers. They got 14,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. They, you know, I'm not sure in their click rates if they are monetized. I suspect they probably are. It seems like the sort of person who would take advantage of that. So let me just grab a drink here, chat. Get rid of that dry throat. But in the last 30 days, 2 2.5 million views. 2.5 million views allocated to the distribution of child pornography. Not including the secondary channels, not including like all the other fucking weirdos involved in this shit. If you were a normal YouTube channel and you got 2.5 million views in 30 days, you'd be popping champagne. That'd be your sign that you'd made it big. That'd be your sign that your channel is taking off and it's time to like seriously consider making a career, because that's career potential money. And that's for somebody in the US. Now that's in pounds. So to give you an idea, if they are monetized, estimated on the high end figure could be up there $100,000, if not more. This is only them in the last couple of months. Look at these video views. It's consistent. And if you take a look at this, 29 point, it's up. But that means that the previous 30 days, they would have also got similar numbers. This channel's had tens of millions of views for people wanting to access child pornography. What the fuck? And it's consistent. It's consistent. I don't know if they're view botting. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. But look at these numbers. It's consistently growing. It went from like 80,000 to 60, sort of mid between 40, 60, up before reaching now 100,000, over 100,000, like closer to the 100,000 mark consistently per day. And on this day alone, they had 41,000 views. What? Really? Really? And their weekly averages are up 3,500 subscribers. That's horrendous. That's absolutely horrendous. Like, just to give you an idea, if these people are in Indonesia, this would put them in the top 1% of their country for the distribution of child pornography. And there's potentially an entire cabal of these people doing this stuff. Just checking chat. Praying for a specific religion in place, but yeah, it seems they're predominantly targeting Indonesian children. Like in the thumbnails, you'll see a lot of children, like young girls wearing hijabs, hijabs, because it's only covering the head. You'll see a lot of Islamic young girls. Yeah. But then there are videos that appear to be some of the more commonly distributed ones. Like I say, if you've been around 4chan for long enough, back in the sort of more active days before it was corporatized, you would get people consistently trying to raid /pol/b with CSAM. It is like horrendous. I've never quite understood the logic of people using that particular type of method. Like, I get it. It's like the ultimate way to like fuck up a website, but what the fuck is like, kill yourselves anyway. You would like, some of the video highlights are definitely some of those videos. Okay. So a theory I've got just now, and I think a few people have supported this, in the fact that there's usually a Western backer. There's usually people in the West financially incentivizing this. Apologies, acid reflux makes it difficult to speak sometimes, and I'm like seething over over the shit. So apologies, chat, if I'm sounding like a retard. But we have looking back in other things that have existed, like Elsagate, like the monkey torture situations, the zoo sadism shit. There's usually Western backers paying people in shithole countries to create materials, because realistically, those countries have no methodology of policing anything. Like, police, they are morally, well, the way to sort of say it, they're more so to enforce the will of the state and to subdue any kind of opposition to that will than actually like solving crimes. policing is very different outside of the West. But I'm kind of curious where the money would lead. I know obviously it seems that there is a guy pretending to be a streamer or a VR tuber, a VTuber, to then produce these videos, but it seems so strange to me that just some shithole country, like just these random people, came up with such an elaborate sort of like AI defying, algorithm defying, even like potentially visual check defying method of spreading and distributing child pornography. So I wonder where the breadcrumbs would lead, if there is somebody in the West facilitating this, or somebody in the West who's paying for this, or who is intentionally wanting this to be done. Um, I could be wrong. I could be wrong in that one. It is very possible. Um, and yeah, so logically, sort of people would gravitate towards those kind of videos are children. Imagine the kids' gameplay is misdirection for automated moderation. Yeah, so I would agree. So it's definitely everything in those videos and the way they've laid it out it is designed to bypass auto moderation, because if you have two channels distributing two separate links, it's essentially like a cipher. AI is very good at assessing one video. You know, copyright system's very good at detecting audio in one video, but if you were to break everything up into 20, 30 videos, it'd be very difficult for the system to get a positive ping on what is good and what isn't. Or I know what they've gotten right. Yeah, I think there's definitely probably people who subscribe to these videos or know how to access them. There must be like key games that they access. Yeah, Middle-earth's hopefully Middle-earth covers it. I agree. Fuck the Earth. There's a very important post coming up here soon. Yeah, so this kind of just highlights the importance of reporting stuff straight away. Like I say, I can't weaponize people. I can't turn people into a personal army, but I would absolutely recommend reporting this shit. Let's see, let's refresh. Is this channel still around? Are we still seeing distribution of yep, not even, like, still going.
Halo sahabatku.
Oh, I hope you fucking die horribly, brother. I hope, like, you fucking die. So yeah, this goes back to talking about the situation regarding the monkey torturers and the child torture videos. So from Sinayam, Indonesia. Interesting. Yeah, Zukin was from that area. I believe he had lived in Indonesia for a while. But this is the important thing. So when you're archiving anything related to this, distort and blur as much as possible. Same stuff that happened with Kuro, same stuff that happened with Laugh Tales. Anything that was explicitly potentially used as CSAM was distorted to the point of clearly removing any sexuality from it, but leaving enough trace to like indicate that there was indeed something untoward. And then from there, like, you would capture the UUIDs. So we tried to capture as much as possible. The problem with Kuro was that they never let us into the server to get it. But in respect to this, we have Mediafire now has the IP addresses. Their chances are they're probably using VPNs. So chances of catching these people is very small. With that in mind, if they are monetized, then they must be collecting their money from somewhere. And as with most things relating to crime, it's usually going to be the money problems that catch up to you quicker than anything else. So hopefully there is a bread trail, there's a crumb trail leading back to these sick degenerate fucks. But if you ever investigate this stuff, never save anything. Like I say, it takes like certain people who are aware of safe harbor laws and also certain legal protections given when investigating this. There are very few. You would have to objectively prove that you investigated. but you never want to save it. You never want to archive it in such a way where it can be used by predators to enjoy. Always distort, always remove any resemblance of anything relating to genitalia, to explicit sexual depictions, because otherwise all that happens is that your evidence just becomes a source of pornography. I would really recommend most people never access this shit directly. Report it, absolutely report it, but don't go diving any deeper. And yeah, that's where we stand at the moment with it. Some pretty sick shit. Oh, any update? Anything? We had. It's been 24 hours at least. That's a day. That's a fucking day, chat. I want you to think of how many people, how many content creators you know who have had their channel yeeted from existence in less than 5 minutes. You know what? You joke about that, Rich, but you might actually need 10,000 reports, because it must be like approaching the hundreds from between the Kiwi Farms Discord and also the Shardy. Excuse me. There must be hundreds of reports. Yeah, old reliable YouTube. Consistently terrible. Consistently terrible. The thing is, you joke about that, Dippy, but there's very potential that's true. There's a very high potential. Very high potential they probably do actively distribute it through physical means, because there is, if you think about it, if you're trying to distribute shit so that people can download, a lot of channels are monitored, especially in somewhere like Indonesia, where they're probably fairly like offensive against porn, where they actively take a hard stance against it. So what's the easiest way to distribute it? Well, you upload it to Mediafire, you link it through YouTube, completely safe, and family recognizes safe website apparently. So what's the easiest way? Well, you did do that. Some horrible human being in some shithole country sits there downloading these videos and then puts them to disk or USB. Or maybe it's somebody in the West who's doing the same thing, We don't know why this is being done in such a way. It's very confused. It's going to take the police to investigate it, Chip. Yeah, anything helps. Sweet and Sexy Pickles. Shout out to you, Sweet and Sexy Pickles. Anything helps. The thing is, with these things, when you're dealing with a channel that has consistently good views, you need to have... Because the problem is, what will happen is, when people report it, the algorithms will go in, the AI will go in, and they'll scan through it, right? They'll scan through it looking for anything offensive. Then they'll do an audio sweep looking for anything offensive. If they can't find it, they'll be just like, oh, okay, it must be some kids are angry at the streamer, so they're just going to flag it down. And then if a human being goes in, right? Because as you notice in the video, like the top comment isn't pinned. So a YouTube employee, a Google employee is going to have to go in. They're going to have to know the full context of these videos and everything behind it. And then they're going to have to like scroll down and down and down and fall down a rabbit hole. And when you're dealing with a website that has billions of videos being uploaded to it every week, if not every day, YouTube's employees, as much as you wish they could, don't have the time to sit there for 15-20 minutes per instance, as much as, given the context of what's going on, they should do. But that's still no excuse. That's still no excuse. Because I know for a fact, because I've done the same, as have people in the Shardy. People have emailed Google, they've tweeted them, they've tried to contact them through various platforms, and just like ElsaGate, we're seeing a significant lack of action. So coming in from Slug, I've seen them share hard drives before in screenshots on Shardy. I'll have to send you that, Fred. Yeah, please do. Please do. So yeah, they are distributing physical porn. There's no predator. Like, what predator poachers, my guy? It's a country in which people have brides who are less than like 13 years old. There's no predator poachers. What you need is international people to press a lot of pain and a lot of pressure and a lot of remembrance into the fact that yeah, you are distributing child pornography. Like, the best outcome really is I believe Indonesia still use corporeal punishment. Chat, I hope to have a video, live leak style, of these individuals being caned to death. I don't think that's too much to ask for, chat. I think that Christmas can come early and we might get that. If we apply enough pressure, that could be the case, chat. The thing is, okay, so good question, Graham. Good question. There is an ecosystem. There is an ecosystem. Let me jump back and I'll show you. I'm losing tabs here, chat. I'm losing tabs. It's all ogre. It's all ogre. Where did I post it? Where did I post it? Yeah. So there is like a whole ecosystem. Fuck. I don't wanna. Let's go to one video. Let's go to. Oh Jesus fucking Christ. One video and let's see how many comments. So that that has got 350,000 views. 350. You know what? People would put out videos, even like hardcore, like proper full-time content creators like Turkey Tom or Keemstar could put out videos and they probably wouldn't get that many views on the videos exposing this shit. That's insane. But look at this. There's 169 comments. 169 comments. It's not like one or two people. And here you go. People posting videos. People commenting, like upvotes. Like actively commenting on this shit. They're coming back to this and then talk about it. It's fucking 100%. Okay, fuck off. Kill yourselves. Every one of you, kill yourselves. Please. I hope your country gets invaded by Japan or China or something. Or India. It's all ogre for you predators. It's all ogre. Actually, here you'll see another thing about these user accounts. Now I don't know if there's like very specific thing that generates those type of names or if it's just a default, but you'll see a lot of these. Let's click on one. Let's see, where does this lead? Okay. What is this? Yeah. Gmail and password. So there's just outright like advertising. This is almost like the Silk Road. This is like the dark web. Like if you've ever gone like down the rabbit hole of looking at dark web marketplaces, it's kind of like this. Like the same kind of screenshots, the same kind of advertisements. Which is also why I would never really recommend people go on the dark web. Like, it's really not as scary as people think. It's just like Tor's just a different layer of the web. But stuff like marketplaces, it's just depending on the marketplace hoster, they have no morals. So there's some random fuckwit commenting on this video, advertising like Gmail passwords. It's probably like for somebody who's like a teenager or something who's had it leaked. Where's the comments? Weird. Or even like this one. Let's see.
Halo
This is,
sahabatku.
oh god. So this is only 12 hours. 12 hours and 8,000 views. Now I'm going to be generous and say that maybe a couple hundred of them came from people viewing this shit with disgust. But once again, in that time, 46 comments. And they're like, I guess like pinning where the passwords are. Yeah, here they are. They're advertising their own shit. I don't know what language. Well, sorry. I know what language this is, but I can't read the entirety of it. I can understand the no PW part. Let's see. I'm very worried right now. Oh fuck! Nope. Nope. Well, fuck. I hate the fucking internet sometimes. One song chart. Look out this on emergency. I feel like I was going to need it. Now's the time. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, chat. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. It is a fucking community, bro. It is a community. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, there is a potential that people speaking about this will be banned or whatever. Um, and that's kind of one of the fucked up things. Yeah, no, you're right, Rich. Mainstream media should be reporting on things like this because it's things like this that directly harm children. A lot of the mainstream media, despite having a 24-hour news cycle, doesn't dedicate any time to like morally doing anything morally right. It's just sell, sell, sell. We must sell. Like they're just fucking necromancers for a dying state, trying to like squeeze out the last couple of molecules of revenue from people suffering. Excuse me, but for things that actually matter, they don't give a fuck. Why would they? I don't have any ambitions with my channel. I don't have any sort of monetization plans. This is just I wasn't planning to do streams like this. I was kind of hoping to do a stream that was more funny and light-hearted. Maybe talk about like old memes or like the old days of the meme wars when Trump was getting elected, or maybe how Hamza Yusuf, the first minister of my nation, has been dishonorably removed. But then this was highlighted. Like there are some things that are just kind of too rancid and too horrible to ignore. And I would genuinely hate the idea that something like this went on with no one to document it. And I have the methods and the sort of like I guess kind of exposure therapy to this stuff because of 4chan, and also my job to be able to go in and not like have my entire fucking existence ruined. And that isn't like a virtue signal. It's not like an ego boast. Like I really like to get to the point where I can do this. Took a lot of years of like horrendous, like being exposed to horrendous shit as a teenager and as a kid on 4chan and other places. Yet mainstream is all propaganda these days. It is gross. Everyone's trying to sell a narrative. Selling papers got replaced with selling opinions. Like top ending news got replaced with, and you know, Josh from the Kiwi Farms highlighted this, and no highlighted this, but what like the only reason people care about celebrities, sorry, not celebrities, journalists, is because they were useful during the World Wars. Well, they were fairly useful. Sorry, I'm like tongue-tied. They were useful. There we go, chat. I'm a retard. What can I say? But they were useful during the World Wars for propaganda. And ever since then, they've kind of ridden this high of being seen as a representative force for the common person. To seen as like they're virtuous, when in reality, a lot of like journalists are just scum. Like journalism has always been scum. Like you know, one of the like niche things about me is I consider myself to be a historian for things like the Titanic. And you learn really early on. So I'm going to take a drink here because acid reflux. Oh, sorry, chat. I was not prepared for today. But one of the reasons you get misconceptions about the Titanic is because before Titanic had even settled down to harbor, after being struck by after striking the iceberg, is the media had already spun a narrative about the owner fleeing the vessel. They already like this entire narrative about the crew and all this other thing to sell papers, and also because they just didn't like the White Star Line. Journalism has a track record of just being scummy. They have a track record of being horrible people. So of course, I mean, look at Epstein. Look at Epstein, like one of the most major, what should have been the largest news story of all time. Like all these different like leaders and celebrities, politicians, monarch, and nothing happened. Nothing happened because the world's fairly apathetic. No one really gives a fuck unless they can make a profit nowadays, and that's a grievous sin, chap. It's a grievous sin. But yeah, so that's one channel, and we've seen the shit that was on that. We're not clicking on that again. Let's see this one.
Halo sahabatku.
Oh god, it's such a rancid voice. I'm kind of curious if any of these are just children, but then this Mr. name, it's always Mr. Yeah, is in Mr. C. What are the top comments? It's also out of order. So I'm just going to click around here for a couple more minutes and see what we can dig up, chat. And then we'll do some bleach. We'll do some bleaching. Oh boy. So as we see, this is very spread. Jesus fucking Christ. Right, I'm out. I'm clicking away from that. We just firsthand, if anyone ever needs any evidence that this is going on, it's just this. That's fucking gross. Like this is like this is just an open air marketplace for porn, for like illegal child pornography and bestiality. Like, you think I'm kidding about the bestiality here? Begrudgingly, I will show you this. Like, we're not going to spend too long in this. It just like, just look at this shit, and you'll see that these emojis appear representing certain things. So it seems like they set up. Okay, so another thing you'll notice is that they'll set up these gaming channel videos. I guess they're trying to attract some kind of audience to make it seem less sussy. 4 months ago, so this has been going on for 4 months. Or maybe they're buying these channels. They're getting like these medium-sized gaming commentators to sell them channels or something like that. I don't know. It's very confusing. But then you can see the even without the. Yeah, so it doesn't appear, and then boom, here. This is when the password shit starts 2 months ago. But it seems like the thumbnails. So this almost seems like they fucking. It's like they learned a new method of grifting pedophile material. Like, that's what it looks like. It looks like they started off building up numbers, and then they started to include the password, but I guess they weren't getting very many views. Yeah, 4,500. So then they switched to using this really weird, like, almost kind of like a React Bro, Debate Bro style thumbnail, advertising what people were buying. And yeah, you can see it. So no thumbnail, 22,000 is the highest, 7.5, 8.5, and then boom, 82,000, 52,000, 100 and 150,000, 60,000, 70,000, consistently 100,000 views, 200,000 views, each column, each row. So I'm gonna click out of this, but yeah, so you can see like the beast stuff here. So this shit, these like emojis seem to represent something. I'm still up, by the way, still up. Like, we're viewing this live. We're viewing this live, chat. Actually, I want to check something. I want to see if like there's been any deletion of videos. Let's see, live Social Blade reaction content right here. No, we're losing people. I mean, the stream's about ready to be over anyway. But yeah, here we go. Still going. Still going. It's fucking insane in the chat. Absolutely insane. This is happening on one of the largest platforms to exist. So I'm going to play some eye bleach for us all, chat. I'm going to play something funny. Hard men working hard. Actually, no. No, we need something funnier. We need something funnier, chat. Ah, fuck it. Let's just do the one that's going